One of the successes, and I think they're both terrifically successful programs, you're absolutely right, is the empowerment issue in terms of what it does. And the link to the curriculum is a very smart move because it does make the life of the teachers easier in some way. So it gives them some substantive. Any other reasons that you think it's why it's such a successful program where we've had other programs in environmental issues that are not quite as successful as this, besides empowerment and the curriculum link?
What springs to my mind immediately is a remark that one of our teachers made some years ago. He, a principal of a school, and I have to say rather a difficult area. And he said, "This program has turned my teachers into a team and my school into a unit." And this was somebody who was in a school that had real problems, you know, some quite difficult problems, being in a disadvantaged area and so on. And he actually said that this program had completely revolutionized his school because all the teachers came on board. It gives them a framework, you see. It gives you a framework within which to work. And because it's so practical, the children love it. Because it gives you this framework, the teachers love it. The parents are as enthusiastic because they see it when the children come home. I mean, they call us that we have turned them into eco-nags. and at one of our award ceremonies, a minister who was giving out awards said, "This actually, you know, is turning out to be a bit of every time I'm cleaning my teeth, a hand comes out and turns off the tap." And this is because the children are at home, you know, and they really are influencing the parents. You know,
it's a stealth program in some ways, Bob, really, because what we're doing here is actually changing the culture that exists in schools and changing the ethos of schools and spreading that out almost as the hub within a community. And like it or not, we're facing serious environmental issues now, resource issues, and teachers are by and large quite an idealistic lot, and I think part of their motivation is that they want to see us living in a more sustainable way and a better way, and they can create that in a kind of mini society within the schools, and those that embrace that really are seeing the benefits of that change and creating confident and competent people that are going out now into society and starting to go to university, take up jobs, and take that attitude with them, and in a very positive way, challenging the way that you and I all live at the moment.
That's one of the things that struck me when I as I learned more and more about the ECHO program, this ECHO School program, is that it really sets up the model for citizen activism in environmental issues, because it gets the kids first check the facts, network with other people, monitor and evaluate what you're doing, and take action. And that's like the model for any of us to do any kind of environmental problem.
I reckon that, you know, I didn't learn that until I was about 35. I keep saying, why didn't someone teach me this when I was 4? That, you know, you have a problem. You sit down with other people and you analyse the problem. As you say, you get the facts. Then you say, okay, how are we going to tackle this? Then you make a plan, and then you've measured it, you make a plan, then you start activating the plan and so on, and then you measure, did it work, and if it didn't, what went wrong and what was good, and all these things that, and the point is that what it has turned out to be, which was not intended, is a beautiful civics program as well, because what it does is suddenly it teaches the students, no matter what age they are, how to approach issues and problems and how to deal with them, and so you've got that's how it empowers them. Research shows that everybody knows the same thing, but the students in the green schools, and we call it green schools or eco schools, it's the same program. They feel they can do something about it.
And they do something about it.
And they do something about it.
They have the opportunities to do something about it. And they're regularly there because they're always on this continuous improvement program.
Continuous improvement.
The University of Cork has now gone green, correct? And many that's from the green school kids.
Well, the University of Cork was awarded a green flag a couple of months ago, and they were the first university in the world to receive a green flag. They're now flying the green flag. And that really was a very significant step, and what we would have probably seen as some years ago as is really going to take a lot longer. But what happened was that the green schools, that the students in the primary and secondary school moving through the schools finished secondary school, moved on into university, and then sort of looked around and said, why haven't they got a green flag? Of course, in secondary school, they're bringing a more mature approach, and they're making kind of more serious decisions, and in certain areas they're bringing science into it, and they're making like their approach to climate change would be much more much deeper and more in depth than you'll get in the primary schools, where they're doing the straightforward, measure and reduce.
And they're able to bring different approaches. Obviously, they're much bigger schools, drawing from many primary schools, and some of the good practice that we're seeing is where schools are. Their eco committee actually almost acts just as the hub, gathering the data from subcommittees which are covering the different topics, and this is the kind of practice that we're wanting, obviously, to share with other schools that are new to the programme. Which is still, as I said, a lot to grow in Northern Ireland. But we've about half the secondary schools now involved in the programme, and that's the kind of thing that we're starting to see spread. It's quite a successful model. And it also means there's more of the pupils engaged in a higher level of responsibility, not just as a participant in the actions, but in developing what takes place in the first place in schools.
And do you find that we set out with the program, which I absolutely love this program, but I mean,
I could tell that
they find solutions, for things that the schools will come up with solutions that we don't. They'll find better solutions than we have.
So we have to be careful, because we are creating a generation of people, or generations of people, that will challenge the way we're living and the way we're doing things. As you've seen in University of Cork, it was challenged, but it was in a very positive, proactive way that has reaped benefits for everybody. But it'll also filter through to every walk of life, and we'll actually perhaps start to have a mirror shone back on us through the clarity of youth, which hasn't had its moral compass muddied by taking this into account and that, and that clarity is going to come back to us and hopefully improve the quality of life for us all.
And a huge part of it, I think, when we look at the University of Cork and we look at that development of the Green Campus flag for universities and third level institutions, to me the exciting part is then they move out from university into the world, if you like.
And we certainly need them for climate change, don't we?
Yeah.
And we need them for young people.
That's right.
Who are so often portrayed in the media as the problem.
Yes.
And this programme is showing young people as a solution.
Well, I appreciate your comments and your enthusiasm, and please keep up the great work for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.